What's going on, y'all? Attorney Tom here. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about two legal hypotheticals that happen in the Netflix show Squid Game. One that happens in the show itself, and one that is actually happening in real life. For anybody who doesn't know, Squid Game is a show in which 456 South Koreans enter into a competition to win 45.6 billion won, which is a lot of money. Now, the reason why the individuals are entering into this game is because they are all in debt and they think that this is their way out. But what they don't know is that if you lose the game, you get killed. So with that said, question one comes from the r/AttorneyTom subreddit. Will the contract that everyone signs in Squid Game be legally binding? And I'm going to start out the answer to this question with a disclaimer. I'm not a South Korean lawyer. Shocking. But I'm going to answer this question as if it were to happen in the United States, and I do not imagine the answer being different in South Korea. So with that said, it is a long established legal principle that you cannot consent or enter into a contract for something that is illegal. Here, all 456 contestants of the Squid Game sign a contract to play in the Squid Games with the hopes of winning money. They do not know that their life is on the line, and even if they did know their life was on the line, it would not matter. Let me give you some real life examples. Let's start with the consent side. Let's say that me and 6 individuals consent to play a game of Russian roulette, and we pass around the revolver and ultimately somebody loses. Well, there was no formal contract, but we all consented to play the game. Well, guess what? The 5 individuals who survive Russian roulette could very well be held criminally liable for the death of the individual who died, even though we all consented to play the game. On the contract side, let me give you an example like drug dealing. I cannot enter into a formal contract that says, hey, I have X amount of deliverables for you. They're going to be due on this date, and I'm going to charge X amount of dollars. If the underlying widget or good is something illegal, such as a substance or other illegal drug, then the contract is void.
Nada. Zip.
Here we kind of have a mixture of both. It's basically a contract to play Russian roulette. So even if the individuals knew what they were getting into and they signed the contract, it would still be void. But in the show, they didn't know what they were getting into. They didn't know that they would be playing for their life. So this makes this contract extra super illegal. And y'all, the reasoning for this precedent is simple. 2 words: public policy. And that's because we as a society don't want people to be able to consent or contract things that are illegal. Imagine if that was some sort of loophole that freed anybody from legal liability. Oh, this person signed the contract. Oh, this person consented. It would be a total disaster because notoriously people get taken advantage of. So it is public policy that we do not want people to be able to do that. Thus, we make it so they can't. And again, maybe things are different in South Korea. I hope not, but maybe I'm wrong. But that is the answer to the first hypothetical. Now, let's get into some real life legal drama around Squid Game. In Squid Game, the contestants are given a phone number to call to presumably enter into the Squid Game. Well, that phone number is a real person's phone number. And apparently this person in South Korea has been getting blown up, or their phone has been getting blown up since the release of the show. So the question is, does this person have a cause of action against Netflix and the producers of Squid Game for basically invading their privacy by making their phone number infamous? As you can see here by this article in Kotaku, Squid Game features a real person's phone number, so Netflix is editing it out. In Squid Game, participants are given a business card. One side are PlayStation-like icons, the other is a phone number to call. The phone number is real. Phone numbers appear in Hollywood movies or US TV shows. Usually they typically include 555, which is a phony phone prefix. The reason why is fake numbers are used people will call. The creators of Squid Game thought the number in the show was safe because the first 3 digits of the number were removed. However, since the last 8 digits were provided, it was possible to phone the number as a local call, and the number would connect automatically without the first 3 digits. The owner of the number has been receiving thousands of phone calls since the show debuted on September 17th. After Squid Game aired, I've been receiving calls and texts endlessly, 24/7, to the point that it's hard for me to go on with my daily life. The phone number's real owner told this number is one that I've been using for more than 10 years, so I'm taken aback. There are more than 4,000 numbers that I've had to delete from my phone, and it's to the point where, due to people reaching out without a sense of day or night to their curiosity, my phone's battery is drained and it turns off. At first, I didn't know why, but my friend told me that the number came out in Squid Game, and that's when I realized. Corbu explains that there could be privacy violations and legal ramifications for Netflix. The phone number owner says it's impossible to live a normal life with the incessant phone calls and people ringing to say that they joined the game. She has told local South Korean media that she cannot change her number because she uses it for work to contact clients. The owner has turned down an offer of 1 million won, $842. In comparison, she has apparently been offered 5 million won. Okay, so as of today, the owner has been roughly offered $4,200 as compensation for this mishap. She has turned it down, and I think she's absolutely right, especially if this is a business number. If the constant bombardment of phone calls prevents her from conducting business and shows economic harm to her, I think Netflix could very well be liable for that, especially if this were in the United States. But I want to know, how much money would y'all settle for? What is a reasonable amount for this mishap? Is it $50,000? Is it $100,000? Is it $20,000? Let me know down below in the comments what you would settle this case for. And the legal theory driving this case would essentially be an action under some sort of invasion of privacy. Yes, a phone number is technically public in the sense that I could dial a random phone number and somebody picks up. And if that person is a celebrity or somebody famous or important or someone who just is going to get bombarded with a bunch of random calls, yeah, that information was publicly available, technically. But by Netflix amplifying the amount that the number was called, basically making that phone number useless for ordinary purposes, they did cause some damage. And come on, Netflix, this is absolutely foreseeable, and y'all missed a great marketing opportunity. All y'all needed to do was buy a cheap phone number. They're like $5-10 to get a really random phone number, put that on the show, and then leave some sort of funny voicemail when people call it. Why would you even risk just putting a random number? And this is exactly what was gonna happen. Come on, they need the knowledge hammer. Bad Netflix. You gotta think. Gotta think. All right, that's it for today's video. This was a little bit different than what we normally do, but I thought it was fun. As always, y'all, my goal is to make content worthy of your time. Thank you so much for watching. I ask that you consider subscribing. We just passed like 443,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. I really appreciate the support. As always, leave any comments, questions, concerns down below in the bottom. Talk to y'all later. Bye.
He's a catastrophic injury attorney who accidentally became a YouTuber. Attorney Tom.